whole point of restyling things is to make it look different so you won't get stagnant in your wardrobe. Hi guys, it's me, ShaCarey, and today's video is just gonna be a nice little chatty video. So just grab some coffee. I already got my coffee for the morning. Today, I'm just gonna chat to you guys about how to get inspired by your own wardrobe again. Me as a person who spends a lot of time restyling the stuff that I have in my closet, it is so easy to get bored with the stuff that you got in your closet. And sometimes I feel like, oh, I need to go shop more, when actuality it's just I need to go in there and really look at the things that I have. Because sometimes you'll look at something and say, oh, I wore this so many times. But if there's actually not anything wrong with it, I try to just sit it to the side, because you never know, you might love it later, you might love it next season. Because it's never failed that every time that I get rid of stuff, I always go back and say, hey, I wish I had that, or it's so hard to find again. But I do realize that sometimes it is much easier to just donate some things. So if it just makes it a lot easier for you to get inspired by your wardrobe again, I like to pull every single thing out of my closet. I'm talking about scarves, shoes, boots, tops, even nightgowns. Sometimes nightgowns gotta go. Like, it don't even matter. Sometimes you got to really purge the entire closet. And I feel like if it is good enough for me to donate, I just fold it to the side and I say, hey, I'm gonna just take this back to the thrift store, because even if I did pay a cheap price for it, I still feel bad about throwing items away. But you will know when you need to throw something away. Like, some things just don't need to go to the thrift store if it's got 5 holes in it. I'm pretty sure it's probably another way to dispose of clothes that's like so bad that they don't go to the thrift store. So if you know about that, let me know in the comments down below, because then I start taking that route instead of throwing them in the trash. But I did notice that when I go in my closet and sit aside things that's no longer inspiring me, or I feel like, ooh, I'm not gonna wear this next season or the season after that, because you know, sometimes you have those things like Uggs. Sometimes you might love them this winter, but you might not wear them another winter again. So you will know exactly when to donate and purge things in your closet. So recently I went through my closet and I went through all of my summer and spring things that I know I'm not gonna wear this upcoming summer and spring, because right now it's cooler. So I try to always think ahead of what I might wear for the next season, because I feel pretty set for this season. And so when I go through there and then I feel like, oh, I took a whole lot of junk out of my closet, I feel like, oh, you know, now I can see what I can wear or what I can style. So don't be afraid to donate and purge. And also don't overly donate and purge, because I used to have that really bad, like I was saying before. If I start getting rid of stuff too early, or if you know it's something that has longevity, like I shouldn't be throwing away a leather jacket. So yeah, I might not be into leather jackets this winter, but a leather jacket gonna always be a leather jacket, and you pretty much gonna always need that in your wardrobe. So think about how you donating and purging when you going through your wardrobe. And I'm telling you, you will feel more inspired, because you will think about, oh, look at all this stuff I wasn't wearing and I don't need, and you can give it to somebody else. And then you can start working your way to some of that stuff that's in the back of your closet that you know you don't be wearing. Because we all have those things in our closet that we have purchased and it has not seen the light of day. It has not seen outside the door, but for some reason it's just sitting in there hanging out. Go in that closet and wear stuff you know you ain't wearing, because I know I'm the one to talk, because I got my favorite thing that I like to wear 15 times in a row. But if you really go in there and think about what made me purchase this the first time, what made me even purchase this and not wear it, or how many ways can I restyle it, then you will feel like I'm wearing something new, even though you probably should have been wearing it in the first place. So I always go and take those things that you really neglecting and push it to the front and try to wear it even more. Something else that's been helping me get inspired by my wardrobe as well is shopping somewhere new. Don't go to the same places all the time, because if you go to the same places all the time, think about how many times stores actually rotating clothes. They not really doing it that much, especially even more now in this day and time. I feel like when I was in high school, and a few years ago when I first started college, you could go in the store, it seemed like every other weekend it was something new, it was something on sale. But things seem to be a little bit slower this time around. I just feel like if I go in the store now, I seen it last week and I seen it previous week, and then by the time it do make it to the clearance rack, I'm tired of seeing it and I don't want to buy it. So you got to change your perspective. stop going to the same stores, and then stop shopping in the same locations, because you're gonna keep seeing the same thing over and over, and then you're gonna feel like, oh, I ain't got nothing to wear, or I can't find nothing to wear. Because you'll be surprised. I'm gonna just say, even if you're shopping in one store where you live, if you go an hour out at that same store, you'll be like, they sell different stuff. Like, I've seen that so much, because each store is targeted towards another demographic. You can find unique things catered to the area. So that is definitely a way to get inspired by your wardrobe, because if you keep going into the same store every weekend at the same time, you're gonna find that same one strap orange dress in the same spot, because more than likely nothing's gonna be changed in like the last 5 days than when you went. So please go somewhere else. Something else that helps me spice up my wardrobe is thinking about what inspires your lifestyle. So like I said in my introduction video, I say all the time that dance inspired how I dress now. I like things that are flowy, like non-restricting, that's bright colors, things that's movable. So I tend to always gravitate towards clothing items that give me that feeling. Like, I should feel like this outfit now, I feel like I can literally just take off this scarf and start twirling on the dance floor. Like, that's how I like to feel. So if you have a beachy vibe, then you know to go over and look at more beachy style clothes. And if you know you like more tight, form-fitting clothes, so it's easier to know kind of whatever your lifestyle inspires your wardrobe, because style can be inspired by many things. It don't have to be things that you see on the internet. It could be inspired by food. It can be inspired by your day-to-day life. If you have a full-time working 50, if you're working overtime, because most Americans are not even working full-time. If you're working overtime, you more than likely you got a wardrobe that inspires working overtime. You probably are wearing the same things over and over. You probably do prefer to wear sweats on a Saturday night as opposed to getting dressed, because of course you have a more rigorous schedule than somebody else. And if you're a college student and you work part-time, you might prefer hoodies and Converse, and you want to try to figure out how to style that to fit your everyday life at this point in time in your life. So for instance, when I was in college and I knew that I had to go work at the cafe, and then I also had to be in ballet class, I also had things in my wardrobe that fit that lifestyle, so that I can look neat and decent when I'm having to run into a store or do other errands. So I really favored boots. I really favored a whole lot of leggings. I favored a whole lot of long sleeve tops, and I favored a lot of denim jackets, because with that simple thing, I could go from coming to ballet class to working in my job at the cafe, and then I could also go to lunch. That inspired my lifestyle to dress at that point in time. And now that I'm not in classes as much, now I'm free to dress a little more cute and have a little bit more of my life together, but I still do think about dance or the dance room when I am inspired by my outfit. Another thing, I'm telling you, I know this might be hard because we all got our ways that we really want to dress, and you get stuck in wearing that same type of dress every single time. But I would really encourage you to try something opposite. And for me, my wardrobe is like, it's a wide variety. So one day I can look country, and then one day I just want to be in a leather jacket in all black, and then one day I want to be in a lot of color, and one day I just like stripes and polka dots. So my wardrobe is like really wide. But if you're one of those people that you just like, oh, I only dress in all yellow. I only dress in all yellow all day, every day. Then I would encourage you to just try add in another color. Try another color. Add in some black. Add in some polka dots. Just try to add in something different so that you won't feel so stale within your wardrobe, because it's so easy to get stale, because you know what you're looking for, you know what you're buying, you already know what you want to get when you go in the store, so you don't really zone out your lane of what's familiar to you in your wardrobe, and you missing out on a whole lot of cute stuff that be in the store. So if you just think about trying something new, adding a new thing, adding a new color, or if you know you normally look at denim jackets, just go on over there and look at the corduroy maroon jackets. You just never know. You might be able to add something in your wardrobe that enhances the yellow that you just really, really love to wear. And last but not least, go in your closet and switch it up. So if you know you got that one jumpsuit that you wear constantly with that same pair of boots and that same trench coat, try taking that same jumpsuit and pairing it with some Converse and pairing it with a vest. just try to mix up the wardrobe a little bit, because sometimes we'll take our favorite thing and run it to the ground a lot, and then it feel like you wearing the same thing all the time. Because the whole point of restyling things is to make it look different so you won't get stagnant in your wardrobe. And I do this all the time. I have my favorite dress and I just love the way that I paired it this one way, and I've already paired it 7 different ways, need I mind you, but I keep styling it in the same 2 ways. So I have to break the habit and say, hey, how did I style this differently, and try to go to the one that's kind of the least favorite, because it's a difference between it just didn't work and it's just being my least favorite, if that makes sense. So I try to go back and mix and match things that I can expand my wardrobe a bit more. You just don't understand how one dress turned into 7 really expands the small amount of things that you do have in your wardrobe. So these are just some simple ways that I like to get inspired by my wardrobe again. I'm sure there are a million other ways to do so. So if you have some tips, then just leave them down in the comments down below. So that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.